Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Over the weekend, some really tragic events took place. We learned of the bodies of 6 Israelis recovered by the IDF that had recently been killed by Hamas. And the reason they did it was because Israel was trying to free them through military means. That's their claim. But they didn't stop there. Hamas didn't stop there. Hamas then started putting out videos of the individuals that they had murdered. People ask me all the time, especially those on the left, ask me all the time, how do I sit there and say on one hand, Israel is terrible, but on the other hand, Hamas is terrible? This right here is why. This is exactly why. Yes, Israel is terrible. What Netanyahu has been doing to Gaza and people in the West Bank, even recently attacking the West Bank, even though nobody in the West Bank is being aggressive to the Israelis. But then you have Hamas that does this. Now, Hamas has to go, just as much as Netanyahu has to go. Now, the one thing that has taken place, though, that I think is absolutely amazing, is the massive protest that Israelis poured into the streets for this weekend. And I think it shows you something. People in America, Israeli Americans, Jewish Americans, many of them don't think there needs to be a ceasefire. But the people that are actually there living it are asking for a ceasefire. They are. The Israelis, not the Palestinians, but the people of Israel spent the weekend protesting Netanyahu and demanding a ceasefire deal to get back the hostages. They don't want to see any more bloodshed. They don't want to lose any more loved ones, and they don't want other people losing loved ones either. It's really unfortunate that the people of Palestine have become just pawns in this game for both Hamas and Israel. To those people who lost their loved ones this last week, I'm sorry. I don't know what more I can do. Because there's nothing I could say to take away your pain, your sorrow, or your anger. Which is absolutely right to be angry about. I understand. There has got to be a better way than how things are going right now. What pains me even further, though, is to know that Hamas offered a deal by October 10th to allow the hostages to go back to Israel. All they wanted was some of their prisoners back, many of them teenagers that were sitting in Israeli prisons for really no apparent reason. With no trial, no nothing. They were just put in prison. For what? I saw one story of a kid who had been basically arrested by the IDF when they were like 12 or 13 because they threw a rock at an IDF agent. Come on. One person I saw was a kid that was picked up when they were probably even younger than that one. Probably 10 or 11. Because they went somewhere at the wrong time or something. The reasons the IDF has for keeping people It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But that said, this has to come to an end. I don't understand why this continues and why it's continued for over almost 100 years. Now, that doesn't mean I'm naive to the facts and the history of everything. But why can't we move into a civil society in this world where people aren't killing people just because they're different? Where countries like Israel aren't just stealing land from people. The fact is, the Israelis have been stealing land from the Palestinians for decades. This started even before 1948. And then after 1948, there were some wars and stuff like that, right? Where Israel took land. Okay, at that point, they had been attacked. So they attacked back and they took land. Okay. That's during a war. Okay, I can't tell people what to do during a war, right? But they have people, even during completely peaceful times, where Israelis are kicking Palestinians out of their family ancestral homes and kicking them to the streets and just giving their homes to Israelis. And that's not right. That's got to stop. If that stops, Hamas has no reason to exist. And finally, the question is, why is Hamas even still around? A few years ago, I read that it was 2016, something like that. Hamas was totally out of money. Could have been 2017. And Netanyahu funded them? Allowed them to be funded? Why would Netanyahu allow Hamas to be funded? Could it be that without Hamas, Netanyahu doesn't have a job? That nobody would elect him? Is it possible? I kind of think that's the whole reason, right? He allowed Hamas to be funded with cash sent directly to them. Millions and millions of dollars, or somewhere as high as $15 million. So he could continue to have an enemy. Because without an enemy, he has no election bid. His party would not win. He would not win. So this has to stop. Over 40,000 killed in Gaza alone. It's got to end. Anyhow, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road. By the way, that Project 2025 video is coming. I should be able to record it tomorrow, so it should be able to be out on Friday. If not, I'll try to get it out by at least Monday. But hopefully I can stay on the track I had planned and have it out by Friday. Anyhow, see you down the road.